I am Henry, the sixth of my name, born to rule over England and France. Yet, as I recount my life between 1422 and 1461, I must admit that the weight of two crowns proved far heavier than I ever imagined. In 1422, I became king at the tender age of 9 months following my father, Henry VS, glorious but untimely death. England hailed me as their infant sovereign, and the crown of France awaited me through the Treaty of Troyes, signed by my father. Yet I was too young to wield power. The Duke of Bedford governed France in my name, and the Duke of Gloucester, my uncle, ruled England. They carried my father's ambitions, but the tides of fortune would not favour us for long. As I grew, the shadow of Joan of Arc rose to challenge my claim to France. This Maid of Orleans inspired a fierce resurgence among the French, leading to my army's retreat and the slow unravelling of my father's conquests. By 1431, when I was crowned King of France in Notre Dame de Paris, my hold on the French throne was already slipping. The Dauphin Charles, crowned in Reims, challenged my rule, and our military efforts faltered. France, the legacy I was too young to defend, slipped from my grasp. In 1437, I came of age and assumed full control of my realm. Yet, governing was not my strength. I was deeply pious, more drawn to prayer and contemplation than to the intrigues of court or the cries of battle. I sought peace where others sought power, dreaming of unity rather than division. My marriage in 1445 to Margaret of Anjou, a spirited and intelligent woman, was a political union meant to bring stability, but it stirred discontent. The marriage came with no dowry and the loss of Maine, angering my nobles. My reign was plagued by unrest. In 1450, Jack Cade's rebellion erupted, a clear sign of discontent among the commons. They cried for reforms and condemned the corruption of my court. Meanwhile, rivalries among my lords deepened. Chief among these was Richard, Duke of York, who claimed a stronger lineage to the throne than my own. Then, in 1453, disaster struck both my kingdom and my mind. The final loss of Gascony marked the end of English ambitions in France. The grief of defeat overwhelmed me, and I fell into a catatonic state, unable to speak or rule for over a year. During this time, my son, Edward, was born, but even this joyous news failed to rouse me. Power slipped into the hands of the Duke of York, named protector of the realm. When I recovered in 1454, the kingdom was already on the brink of civil war. The Wars of the Roses began in earnest in 1455, pitting my House of Lancaster against York's supporters. Blood stained the fields of St. Albans, and the conflict escalated. Though I sought peace, I was powerless to halt the spiraling violence. My queen, Margaret, became the true leader of our cause. Fierce and determined, she rallied the Lancastrian forces while I struggled to maintain my grasp on reality. I was captured in 1460 at Northampton and imprisoned by Yorkist forces, a king in name only. In 1461, my fate was sealed at the Battle of Towton, the bloodiest battle ever fought on English soil. Our forces were crushed, and Edward, Duke of York, declared himself King Edward IV. Margaret and my son fled to Scotland, but I was left to wander, a broken man stripped of my crown. Though my story is one of sorrow and defeat, I leave my tale as a testament to the burden of kingship. My reign was fraught with challenges I could not overcome, a lesson in the fragility of power and the enduring chaos of human ambition.